What's the worst thing that's ever happened to humans? And at number 1, the most cataclysmic event in human history and the worst thing to ever happen to humans is the Toba supervolcano eruption. Now guys, this is possibly the most cataclysmic natural event in all of human history, and quite literally one that may have brought humanity to the brink of extinction. The eruption was caused by the buildup of magma beneath the Earth's crust in what is now Lake Toba in Sumatra in Indonesia. This is the same region known today for its intense volcanic and seismic activity. This is the same tectonic boundary that caused the 2004 tsunami, which actually links back to the number 15 entry on this list, so we basically just came full circle here, guys. Over thousands of years, magma and gas pressure accumulated beneath a weak section of the crust. Eventually, the pressure became so great that it caused the catastrophic collapse of the magma chamber, triggering one of the largest volcanic eruptions in the last 2 million years. The eruption likely lasted 2 weeks or more, ejecting ash and gases more than 40 kilometers into the stratosphere. Volcanic ash blanketed much of South Asia, up to several meters thick, and spread across the Indian Ocean, the Arabian Peninsula, and parts of East Africa. Even regions as far as India show layers of ash several centimeters thick. This eruption caused a volcanic winter. The eruption released enormous quantities of sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere. This gas reacted with water vapor to form sulfate aerosols, which reflected sunlight and caused a global temperature drop of between 3 to 5 degrees Celsius. Some estimates say up to 10 degrees Celsius in certain regions. The Earth was plunged into a volcanic winter that may have lasted 6 to 10 years, which disrupted sunlight and photosynthesis. The global climate collapsed. The cooling led to massive droughts, crop failures for those societies that foraged and farmed, and a collapse in ecosystems. The eruption likely exacerbated the ongoing ice age, which already had glaciers covering much of the planet. This event also caused a human population bottleneck. Genetic studies suggest that around 74,000 years ago, the human population may have plummeted to as few as between 3,000 to 10,000 individuals worldwide, possibly even fewer. For decades, scientists believed the Toba super eruption nearly wiped out humanity, that up to 90% of our species perished, leaving just a few thousand survivors to rebuild civilization. But modern research paints a more complex and revealing picture. Yet newer data shows that while the event was apocalyptic in scale, it may not have reduced humanity to near extinction. During that decade, global temperatures dropped several degrees, skies dimmed, and sunlight struggled to reach the ground. However, the aftershocks endured far longer. The eruption triggered centuries of drought, disrupted global monsoon systems, and destabilized ecosystems for 1,000 years. Forests withered, lakes dried up, and food chains collapsed. In South and Southeast Asia, populations may have been decimated, but in parts of Africa and along coastal refuges, small bands of humans endured, adapting to an unfamiliar and hostile new world. Adding to the devastation, scientists now believe that Toba's eruption may have also depleted Earth's ozone layer. The immense sulfur and halogen gases ejected into the stratosphere likely destroyed portions of the ozone shield, allowing intense ultraviolet radiation to reach the surface. This would have increased rates of sunburn, eye damage, and skin cancer among surviving humans, and further damaged crops, plankton, and plant life already weakened by the volcanic winter. Mass crop failures likely led to mass famine and food supply collapse. So while humanity may not have fallen to just a few thousand survivors, there is no doubt that Toba caused an enormous loss of life and ushered in a millennium of environmental turmoil and huge suffering. It remains, even by modern standards, the single greatest natural disaster humanity has ever faced, a planetary catastrophe that darkened the skies, poisoned the air, and scarred the earth. The Toba supervolcano stands as a reminder of how fragile life is in the face of nature's fury, and how astonishing it is that against such odds, humanity endured. Evidence from mitochondrial DNA shows that all modern humans may descend from this small group of survivors, most likely in Africa or possibly southern Asia. This means Toba didn't just affect life, it reshaped humanity as a whole. The ash and cooling caused mass die-offs of plants, animals, especially across South and Southeast Asia. Many large mammals went extinct or suffered severe population declines, leading to altered ecosystems for millennia. The eruption left behind a massive volcanic crater around 100 kilometers long and 30 kilometers wide, which eventually filled with water to become Lake Toba, the largest volcanic lake on Earth today. Archaeological evidence suggests that humans who survived the eruption were forced to adapt rapidly, developing better tools, cooperation, and migration strategies. Some researchers believe Toba indirectly accelerated human intelligence and migration, as small groups were forced to leave Africa and spread across the globe to survive. Hope you guys enjoyed this video series. Humanity has truly been through a lot, and it's quite shocking how recent many of the entries on this list are. Hope you guys learned something and can give your friends an answer if they ever ask.